Oh yeah, no, I'll say that out loud in a minute. Sorry. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'll say that. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, no, I'll say that.
There we go.
Hello, can you hear me? Sorry, we've got a bad
Sorry
guy.
everyone, that was my fault. For some reason it disregarded all my audio settings. It should be alright now though. So we'll start that again. Hello everyone. It's me, Tom, and it's him.
Dom from Blacktoad Studios, and welcome to episode
Indeed.
58
58.
of Tom
We
Sits.
need to start thinking about something we should do for the 100th episode.
Yeah, we should. Probably get close to it. Get to the 90s, and then we'll start thinking about it.
We can do pole dancing.
No? Yeah, we could do pole dancing. Although we'll leave that up to you, Tom, and your expertise. Maybe it runs in the genes.
And where is everyone tonight? It seems a rather low amount of people joining us tonight. I'll put a little share out. I'm going to put a share on Facebook while we're sitting here having a chat. Just to make sure some people haven't forgotten.
Tom, what are you working on tonight?
What am I working on? I am doing some Black Templar stuff actually. 1 second, I'll just type this out and then I'll be right with you.
Well, shall I show you what I'm working on?
Yeah, you do what you're doing, and then
I'll do mine. So I'm working on my little cultist guys, the Dark Apostle. I don't know how well this camera's going to pick it up, but I'm quite proud how they're getting on, to be honest. There's only one tiny dot of red on them, so yeah, you know, Paul. I know some people might, judge me for too much red on my word bearers, but yeah, they're getting there. They're almost finished. Hopefully, I'll get them finished tonight.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, I'm doing some Black Templar stuff again. I'm currently working on my Outriders.
Yeah, very good.
I have 6 of them. So yeah, this will be up on a video on Thursday anyway, so there'll be a bit more detail on them then. But I should have them done fairly quickly. They're not that. To be honest, they're not the most complex models to paint. To be honest, these ones.
There's a lot of flat surfaces on those.
Exactly. It's more about a bit of nice dry brushing on it. Nice bit of dry brushing.
Nice bit of dry brushing.
We all have a dry brush.
Yeah, I love a bit of dry brushing. I'm more of a fan of dry brushing than edge highlighting.
Yes.
I personally like the look a little bit more. So what's everyone else in the chat working on tonight?
Yeah, what are you all doing, guys? We want
to
know.
Do you prefer edge highlighting or dry brushing?
Yes. I'm sure there's a. I'm just going to put the door to you for a second because I can hear myself in the other room. I blame Vicky. I blame you, Vicky, if you can hear this. Excuse me.
Hello, Isaac.
And yeah, so hello, Mr. Lee, Peter, Vicky, and Isaac are all in chat. Say hello in chat if you haven't already. It'd be nice to shout out some names, see who's floating around while we're gibbering away. I should probably pick up a paintbrush though.
Yes, you should.
Or pick up a penguin.
Have you got a penguin?
No, I don't.
Well, probably a paintbrush in that case until you get a penguin.
I mean, keeping live penguins in a flat probably isn't the best of options.
No, don't keep them live. Just catch them, pop them on the head, and keep them in the flat.
This is why Dom's not allowed pets.
Penguins in particular.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a vendetta with them against him apparently. So
yeah. I'm not a fan of
So Mr. Blue is on Chaos Marines squad number 5. Not Mumbo number 5, but squad number 5.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. A bit more Alpha Legion love.
And Vicky says she's working on sick.
Well, that's not good. Or she is sick. I think she might be sick.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, well, okay.
Oh, sorry, Isaac. We'll see you soon then.
Isaac, good luck at work, and we'll see you soon. Mr. Lee is painting his Beastie of Nurgle. Oh, very nice.
Nurgle is always a good choice. Much better than, say, word bearers.
What?
Anything? No? Just putting that little book out there.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this?
Someone's got to be.
I'm currently listening to First Heretic again. Have you read that?
I have not. That's one of the ones I still haven't managed to get round to doing yet. I probably should do, because everyone keeps saying it's really good.
It is very good. In my opinion, it is maybe up there with the best Horus Heresy books,
Okay.
if not the best Horus Heresy
Ooh.
book.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Controversial.
yeah. Bold
Or not
statement, but
controversial.
I think it stands true. If anyone's read it, I think they'd agree. Or read it and understood it. There you go. That's my little
Understood it.
insult there.
You implying that people can't understand books? That's very
No,
very
no,
rude.
they come back and say, "Oh, it was particularly good."
Oh, Dom. Well.
And Vicky is painting World Eaters. Very
Yeah, she has
nice.
been very focused on them actually. She's got about I think 30 on the bench at the moment. When I last checked, so she's getting a sizable little force together now. Looking forward to being able to play them at some point because I'll be able to sort of do some non-Crimson Fist versus games soon. Should be nice.
Very good, very good.
In fact, although we are playing a game on Wednesday, we're going to do some Orcs versus Crimson Fists.
Vicky, have you got some Red Butcher Terminators yet? If not, it's like having Crimson Fists without Voltus Endurance.
She does have some Terminators.
Good, good.
She's got working on Lord Discordant on the side as well, which is starting to look rather nice actually.
That's very nice. And Peter, that to be honest, any Horus Heresy book is the best as long as MacLeod hasn't touched it. I'm trying to think which ones MacLeod actually did.
I'm not sure he has done any, has he?
So look, shall we? Let's bring that up.
Bit of research, bit of light research during the stream is always good. Do we have lottery numbers this week, by the way, Dom?
We do, yes, we do.
Okay, I'll
indeed.
make
Yes,
sure I
yes.
bear that in mind later on then.
Right, we're just gonna have a quick little look. Yeah, False Gods.
False Gods was alright.
Fulgrim.
Oh, and you see, I like Fulgrim as well, if I'm really honest. Mechanicum I didn't.
Sun.
Haven't read Thousand Suns.
Outcast Dead, did you read that one?
Haven't read that one, no.
Angel Exterminatus.
That's the Dark Angel one, isn't it?
No, Angel Exterminatus is Iron Warriors and Emperor's Children.
Interesting combination.
Vengeful Spirit. Oh, a short story.
I like Mr. Lee saying you like Fulgrim. I like Fulgrim as well, and I like False Gods as well.
The Crimson King.
Personally.
Well, I don't normally like to agree with Peter. However, some of those I'm not a big fan of.
No, I agree. The ones I've mentioned are the ones I like probably the most. So
yeah, Mechanicum really didn't get on with Mechanicum.
Nope.
Thousand Suns. I think MacLeod, it's very descriptive, and sometimes the dialogue doesn't really flow.
It probably depends on what he's writing about, I suspect.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. Yeah, Oh, hello, Felpire. Welcome.
Hello, Felpire.
It's been a while since we've seen him on here, I think.
Yeah, it has. Let's go through some of these Horus Heresy books, actually, as I've got the list up, because I think it's quite a nice list. So, obviously, it started with Horus Rising, with Dan Abnett. Now, come on, you can't go wrong with that combination, can you? First book with Dan Abnett is a very strong start.
Yes, and it was a good book as well.
Yeah, yes. Hello, Adam.
And Adam and Gavin, welcome.
Welcome. I hope we're all big fans of Horus Rising. It was a very good book. Then False Gods,
I liked False Gods as well, personally. I did.
Yeah, I think the first three are definitely...
so it was Galaxy in Flames, wasn't the other one, I think?
Yeah, Galaxy in Flames, then by Ben Counter after that. So I think all three of them, as a trilogy, with three different authors, is just brilliant, isn't it?
Yes. I will admit, I am very much looking forward to the next book. Because is it John French doing it, isn't it?
I think John French, yeah.
Yeah, and I really like John French. Yes, I really like John French. He's a really good. I think since I read his Death Guard, it's Death Guard stuff he did, wasn't he? Silence.
I think we'll get. Yeah, he's got a couple on there. We'll get down to those ones in a minute. They're quite good ones. Yeah, Galaxy in Flames, Ben Counter, and then Flight of the Einstein with James Swallow. So James Swallow, I don't know how many he's done. I know he's done at least 2.
I've tried to listen to his. I think he does quite a few of the Sisters of Battle books, and I don't really get on with them actually. I must admit, I did try. I think it was Fire and Faith. I think I tried to listen to, and it wasn't really my cup of tea, really.
Yeah. So guys, if you've got any favourite Horus Heresy books, we're just going through the list at the moment and the authors here. Because I've got a list up, so why not? And then after that, we've got Fulgrim. So Fulgrim by Graham McNeil. I enjoyed Fulgrim.
Same here. Yeah.
And like I said, McNeil sometimes is a little bit over descriptive in his book, but I think with Fulgrim it really suited because it's Fulgrim, isn't it?
He needs a big description.
Yeah, like you said though, it's a topic he's going to be writing about, and
Yeah.
so very well suited for that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Does anyone know what came after Fulgrim? Well, I'll tell you right now. It was Descent of Angels.
Ooh. That was who was that? Was that Aaron Dempsey-Bogan?
No. We didn't get any ADB for a little while.
No, we didn't, did we?
We got a bit more. He didn't appear until number 14 on this list, I think. Where was it? Oh, I've lost Descent of Angels. Where is it?
You said they had it all up, but now look at you. You're fumbling around.
Richard Scanlon. I don't know if he's actually done anything else. I think he just did that, and it was probably like.
I didn't.
To the side.
That wasn't a good book.
But after that we had Legion. But
Legion was very good. I enjoyed Legion. That gave a very different perspective.
Yeah. I think when I first read it, I didn't really appreciate how good it was. So I did read it a second time, and I was like, actually, this is really good. Because Alpha Legion is that great unknown, isn't it? It's really good.
They're still pretty unknown, actually. That's the interesting thing about them. I would still love them to come back and turn out they're not really traitors in the true sense. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. One of the custodes takes his helmet off and he's like, I am Alpharius.
I have been for years.
Yeah.
I was reading, actually, oddly enough, I was actually reading up a bit about them, I think the other day, just I think one of their wiki pages, and they got quite an interesting history, actually. Because they were also one of the smallest legions to begin with. I think they only had 3,000 or 4,000, I think it was. Because they had a slightly different gene seed.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I was trying to think which it's down here somewhere. It's the one with, I think it's Praetorian of Terror, the one with the Imperial Fists against the.
Daryl's shouting at us, which is very rude. Just.
Praetorian of Dawn.
Yeah, please calm down, Daryl.
Yeah. In Praetorian of Dawn, it's really good. The Alpha Legion ships. They've got two of them, and one's kind of made out as a ruined ship, so it can just kind of be quite stealthy and just float about, which is quite nice. Right. Anyway, back to the list. Where were we? Battle for the Abyss. Ben Counter.
Don't remember that one.
You don't remember that one? No. That is Word Bearers and like a little hodgepodge of other legions. Yeah, it's the Word Bearers when they've got a big, massive ship.
I'm sorry.
Are you sure not remember that one?
No, maybe I might. You're getting to the point where I kind of started to pick and choose books that I thought I might like to listen or read read. I think so.
Yeah, it's got some good moments in it. It's not the strongest one. Like you said, I think some of them kind of fell apart a little bit here, but it was all right. It was worth a read. Why not? Let's go for it. And then Mechanicum, Graham McNeil.
Didn't get on with that.
Yeah, same. Really struggled with that one. What about everyone else? Mechanicum, out of 10. If you've read it, what would you rate it?
1.5.
I think it was just the you didn't really see any Astartes until the very end.
And even then, they sort of turned up just to collect some bits and pieces. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need some of that power armor stuff.
Oh, it's 7. That's pretty high.
7? No, I wouldn't go that high. I would go maybe a 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not one of my favourite ones at all.
Yeah, guys, Mechanicum, what do you reckon? Put your vote in. We'll have a little look in a minute. But we're not a massive fan at the moment. Mechanicum. Tales of Heresy, which was lots of short
stories. That was the short story. That wasn't. Yeah, I don't remember it. I think I did read it. I just don't remember it very well. That's normally a sign.
Fallen Angels by Mike Lee. and wasn't a big fan. The Dark Angel ones at this point weren't great.
No, I think I actually struggled through them, and I don't think I recall liking a single one of them.
Yeah, it wasn't the best one. Peter Coleman given 2 to Mechanicum just because it was printed. There you go. Yeah, bit of a shame, really. I mean, it's such a fascinating Legion, the first Legion, yet somehow it was like, ugh, this is not enjoyable.
It was very dry. It was very dry.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so after that, we got Thousand Suns by Graham McNeil. And I think some of the stuff was quite interesting there. Have you read that one, Tom?
I think I did, because that's the 2-part one, isn't it? Is it the
Yeah, that one.
the Burning and Prospero, isn't it?
Yeah, Prospero Burns.
Prospero Burns, sorry, yeah. Because actually you got me a signed copy of that book.
I did get you a signed copy of Prospero Burns, didn't I? I met Mr. Abnett. It was very good.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember Prospero Burns more. I preferred that one, if I recall.
Yeah. I think it's just an interesting idea, both of them from different points of view there. And it had a couple of interesting things in A Thousand Suns, but it wasn't as good as Prospero Burns. Nemesis, did you read Nemesis?
That's the assassin one, wasn't it?
Yeah. But to be fair, some of this is going to be trying to remember what it's about. But
I do remember that, and I don't remember having any feeling either way on that one.
Yeah. I think, I remember it. And I think Nemesis was one that was a little bit different. Like we said about Mechanicum.
Yeah.
Featured too heavily on the Marines. Obviously, in Nemesis, they were going up against Marines, but it's not solely about them. So it's quite an interesting
perspective,
and with the different types of assassin, and you see a bit of the High Lords of Terror kind of thing.
Because they had the poison assassin there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which is no longer around.
No, I suppose it's quite a hard thing to bring into a game, is it?
It's like poisoning goblets. So, are you drinking?
Your squad comes across a buffet.
Do they eat or do they not?
Yeah. Ooh, brother, look at all this finger food.
Brother,
remove your helm.
Then the Vindicare strikes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this point. They were going to drink it! They were going to drink it! I've had a kill for ages.
Or an Evasaur's hiding in a big cake.
Oh dear. Well, there we go. There you are. That's mine and Dom's ideas about assassination in the 41st millennium there we go.
Yeah. I think it could happen, to be honest. It's, we could try and implement
Stranger things have happened.
So I've lost where we are. Alright, yeah, so then we've got First Heretic by ADB after that.
So I need to listen to that one then.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll put it on
honestly, mate, I think, give it a listen and let me know what you think. But the honest opinion.
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, I really think it's one of the strongest.
But it does sound a bit too heretical for me, but we'll see.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. There's some loyalists in there as well.
Is Lorgar in it?
He does feature a somewhat in it. He is in it as well. The Emperor's in it as well. Gilliman's in it. He's got loads of good Primarch.
Not Gilliman.
All right.
Boring Gilliman.
Magnus is in it. There's loads of Primarchy goodness. Right, so we're going Prospero Burns. So look, I think we just said that's by Dan Abnett, and it was the more enjoyable of the two.
Yes.
Are deadly to my waistline, brothers. The Volobots are deadly. I really like Prospero. It's very nice. Without giving too much away, it's nice to the end there with a certain character, and I was like, yes, beautiful. Then we had another short stories series.
I must admit, I didn't really like the short story ones.
You can't really get that into it, can you?
No, I think that's the thing. I think I need a good story that kind of goes into the. It's the same. I think you bought me one of those Space Marine battle books, short story books once.
Yeah.
It was all right, but it was just it's just really hard to. I think I don't feel vested enough in the story to make it worth. Yeah, if you see what I mean. They're enjoyable little things, but it's not how I tend to read at all. I like a big epic saga. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the
You
series.
don't really get much of a chance of character development, do you?
No.
In a couple of
So
small
you have
chapters.
to really, charge through it, and and then sort of say, yeah, that's it, and then we only just started.
Yeah, exactly.
Why?
Right,
So
so
Peter Coleman, why is ADB a disgusting human? I want to hear why that why. Before we go on,
we'll wait. We'll wait and find out.
We're waiting for you, Peter. So this better be a good answer. Why is he a disgusting human? You've put him on the spot now. But if you're going to make a statement, I think we got to know why. We're going to be stunned here, and it's going to change our opinion on him completely. Don't watch this. It's all gone really silent now. We're just waiting. It's all. Oh, okay. He's going to message on Discord. Apparently, he's not going to put it in here. Okay.
Oh, wow, must be deep.
Well,
yeah, might have some exclusive news on ADB.
well, man on the ground, Peter Coleman.
Yep. Okay, so after the little Age of Darkness, we then came to the Outcast Dead. You ever read that one?
No, didn't even know that one existed.
So the Outcast Dead is based on Terror, and it's been a long time since I've read it. I believe it's just after Magnus has kind of come through and go, oh, look out, it's heresy. And on Terror, there was representatives of each of the legions.
Yes.
And as soon as heresy was announced, all the ones that sided with Horus got locked up in jail, essentially. And this is about a big jailbreak when they will escape and try and get off Terror. I won't tell you how it goes, but it's quite interesting because you have lots of different legions getting involved there, and it's quite a couple of very cool characters that I think you can see in future ones. So yeah, it's very cool. And that was by Graham McNeil. So that's
Epic Narrator 40k.
Oh, there you go. Hello. And like I said, I'm not a massive fan of McNeil, although that is pretty enjoyable. I remember that one. It's quite nice. Right, so then Gav Thorpe entered the arena with Deliverance Lost. You know about that one?
No, see, I think you're getting to the point where I kind of switched off a little bit.
Okay. Epic narrator, not a problem.
Unfortunately, Dom is the TikTok guy here because he does all the TikTok stuff. I'm not. I'm not. It's not my.
We're gonna get him to do some stuff on TikTok. Don't you worry. But yeah, we're on TikTok. We're not doing much, but it's nice to have a 40k presence on.
However, before I forget, actually, I am going to just quickly post our Discord link up because for anyone who is new to our channel in any way, shape or form, or wants to get involved with us, we do have Discord with a nice little community which is growing. So if you would like to come and join, here is a link to said Discord. All you got to do is click it, click join, and we'll upgrade you to a member so you can see all the other lovely rooms and meet all the lovely people who are just as crazy as us, or less so. I don't know. There we go. It's done.
So, back to the list. Continue. We're getting there, people. It's there's quite a few actually. So we've got Deliverance Lost, which by as a Gav Thorpe. It's all about. Actually, do you know, Tom? You got any idea? Give a guess. What's Deliverance Lost all about?
No.
Come on, you can get it. You can get this one.
Nope. Vulcan.
No. It is about the Raven Guard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and what happened after Esteban, and them trying to rebuild their legion, and unfortunately, another legion that is a little bit treacherous, kind of went a bit undercover and caused some issues for them.
Well,
there you go, and it's quite enjoyable actually. I think Gav Thorpe does come out with some good novels now and again. So after that, we have No Fear by Dan Abnett. You must have read that one, Tom.
No. I'm sorry. Look, you have to understand, right? I went for a big phase reading the Horus Heresy books, yeah, and then there was a point when I just stopped reading altogether, pretty much. And
All right.
unfortunately,
Well,
but however, I picked it all back up during the the Siege on Terror. That's kind of where there's a couple of ones that I've picked up along the way, and you'll probably mention a couple in a minute that I have read.
yeah.
But I didn't religiously read every one that came out because it was more about very specific interest to me, and if it didn't sound interesting, I didn't read it.
Okay. Well, at some point, hopefully, we'll get to a book that you read. So, and I'm sure we will at some point here. There's some on this list that's it's going to jump out, and you'll be like, "Yes, I read that." But then I'm looking at some of these, and some I definitely didn't read. Right. So, Lulu Fear was battle or massacre on Calf with the Ultramarines kind of mounting up as a legion and getting a bit ambushed by the word bearers. And yeah, that's actually a really good one. And did I say that was Dan Abnett? Yeah, it's Dan Abnett.
Yes,
Yeah, very, very good one, that one. It's worth reading. Pretty much bolter porn throughout that. So it's got some very good scenes in it. After that,
Lost you, Dom.
hello.
Your microphone is really playing up, mate.
Okay, let me change my mic.
Keep sort of straining out and coming back in again.
Get any better? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. That's fine.
Cool. Right, so after that we have...
No, he's gone again. Oh, Dom.
Testing.
I can hear you now again, but it seems to be very weird.
Oh, okay. So after that, Primark. Yeah, great one.
You're going again, mate.
Okay, well, I've got no other voice. Sit here. Let you do some talking, Tom.
Oh dear. Well, Dom, cries over his setup at home. And realizes that the IT person he needs to come and fix it is the one he's been insulting this evening.
I need a better IT person.
Oh, no, that's harsh. That is harsh, but I saw it coming, so it didn't hurt that much because he doesn't mean it. So what we got in the chat here, Epic Narrator saying, worst thing in my TikTok is growing faster than YouTube, which is sad time. Yeah, fair enough. I think Dom noticed a fairly big increase in TikTok users as well, weirdly, even though we're not really putting anything that interesting on there, I don't think. And
insult after insult.
No, I mean, do you know? I mean, no. What I'm trying to say is, I think actually it's very much to do with I think the way social media works nowadays. I think a like is such an easy thing to leave that I do wonder how many likes are actually genuinely after someone's watched what you've done, or out of a reflex because you're like, oh, I like that channel, I'll like it.
Yeah, I think that's just generally across the board, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's my point. It's gone from something where you engage people to watch through your whole content, whereas some people just now like, oh, I like Black Toe Studio, I'll just give them a like and that's it. Which is fine, but it's
I think that's just the way popular culture is, though.
Yeah.
Like your attention span isn't necessarily going to be there for 2.5 hours. You're just going to like it because you've initially liked the. And then the good thing, I suppose, about TikTok is that it's very short and it gets people's attention rather than YouTube. Yeah, you got to be there for a while, and each to their own, I suppose.
Of course, it's just I just find it's quite an interesting. It's actually quite an interesting subject, really, about sort of how the different platforms kind of mesh together, but are very different. As Epic Narrator says, they are very different platforms. Yes, they are, because the medium is from a kind of a lengthwise, but we've got to try a bit of everything, haven't we? That's how it works, right, Dom?
Oh yes, Tom. Yes.
I see.
Painting.
He's pretending his microphone's not working now. That's what I think is actually happening here. Yeah, see, this is what I have to deal with. Anyway, speaking of 40k stuff, though, I have 3 games planned for this week, just so you're aware. I have Daryl, who's in chat, who's coming down on Saturday for a couple of games because we can finally mingle indoors. Oh, thank goodness. And me and Vicky are playing a game on Wednesday. I think have you got another one planned yet, Dom? Or did you sort of, I know you had one, but I wasn't sure if you rescheduled.
I have got one on Sunday, I
Oh,
believe.
very nice.
Against Custodes.
Ah.
That should be quite interesting. And a couple next week. So all good times.
When's our next one, man? I feel offended.
This is awkward.
Admittedly, I've got Gavin over next the
Yeah,
following Sunday.
I know. You picked everyone above me. Whenever you're free to play me, Tom.
I only did it because I know you had booked games already, actually. So because you told me the last time I was down. See, I remember these things. You see, you know. Yes, Peter, I am recording them. Yeah. Get down the pub. I mean, I am still not that keen on going down the pub at the moment. If I'm really honest. It's very crowded in a lot of the pubs around here, and it's fun. You know, have a little drink at home, have some friends over, play some 40k. It's all good too. You know.
I'm going on Friday.
You're going on Friday. Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
It's a work thing, mate. Work thing.
Oh, exactly. See, again, you have to cover it up with other things. Eh?
You're very defensive, Thomas.
Oh dear. No. But yes, I'm hoping to. Yeah, hopefully I can do a work thing as well soon. There you go. No, but yes, Peter, we are recording all the games. I have got Daryl is bringing his Death Guard, and I believe he went with Admech in the end. I think it was Admech. Was it Admech he was bringing? If you're there, Daryl, tell me what you were bringing. I can't remember. I think it was Admech, and because it was going to be Blood Angel originally, but we decided we'd try another a different codex. No, it wasn't Admech, was it? Because we were trying to do two 8th edition codexes.
More importantly, epic narrator. What do you have in your fry-up?
This is a good question. Because an ideal fry-up is, in my opinion, actually quite a personal thing, actually. Don't know about you, Dom. You've got certain things you have to have in your fry-up.
Well, yeah. You got to have a couple of sausages, some decent bacon, eggs. I do like a tomato, actually. Beans.
See, I quite like a tomato as well, actually, yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of hash browns, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of hash browns.
Hash browns don't belong in a fry-up.
No, not right. So that's about it, really. Sometimes mushrooms, depending on where I am and what my stuff.
Depends on the mushrooms, actually, as well. They have to be not these soggy, wet mushrooms that you get.
Yeah, soggy, wet mushrooms are never good.
The same with tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes overcooked. They have to have a little bit of bite to them. That's just in my opinion, anyway. But well, here we go. So here's our. So Epic Narrator has gone with eggs, beans, sausage, hash browns, toast, bacon, and black pudding.
Oh,
no,
yes.
I do like a bit of black pudding. Yes, that is a. No, you don't always get it, but if you can, it's well, as long as it's again a good black pudding. There are some.
Bubble and squeak. Oh yes.
Haven't had that for a while either.
Nice. Yeah, bubble and squeak's good.
Bloody Southerners. Oh, I see.
I'm guessing that's Peter.
I don't understand. What have we done on there for South? I don't understand. What's the? Can we have a northern breakfast? Are we missing something?
No. It's all about Braveheart. That's why he doesn't like us.
Oh, I see. Because I mean, I think actually one of the best breakfasts I had. It was actually in Dublin. And they do really good black pudding over there. That was quite a few years ago.
We are based down in sunny Sussex.
It was actually quite sunny today, oddly enough. Even though the last few days have been a little bit iffy. And hello, Murat. Welcome. Nice to see you here.
Hello.
Been a little while since we've seen you on here, I think.
Yeah, it has been a while actually, hasn't it?
Peter, you're a very angry man.
Be angry.
Just calm down, my friend. All right, it's okay. Mel Gibson won't come round your house.
Well, he's not up to much these days,
No,
so he may be coming round. Lockdown's been lifted a lot, so he might be on the travels again.
I'm sure there'll be some other religious movie or historical movie he can butcher though, in some way. He does like to do this. I'm trying to think the last thing I saw him in which I actually quite enjoyed. Can you remember a Mel Gibson film you recently enjoyed?
Expendables 3. 3 was it 2?
It was 3. It was 3. That was
3.
Because that's one with
was,
Ronda Rousey and everyone in it. Yeah, that was the third one when they were in the building at the end.
Van Damme was the bad guy in 2.
2, yes, Van Damme in 2.
Yeah.
I like 2. There was something very classic about it. But it was that was 3 was very much kind of like, okay, you've gone a little bit too far.
The best thing about 3 was Mel Gibson, just his crazy eyes.
Careful, you're going to lose him, Dom. You're going to lose. Don't.
Yeah, no, he's a terrible actor. Terrible. Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. Yeah, I like Lethal Weapon still. Oh, Lee's put. Apparently, Lee, what you wrote there was apparently judged far too harsh to be on YouTube chat. I have allowed it because I don't really see what. I mean, I suppose you must be fat shaming Mel Gibson. That he must have heard and denied the comment. So. I do find YouTube filter quite amusing sometimes because some of the stuff it blocks out. You're like, why have you done this? It doesn't make it wasn't even that bad. Oh, Jack, it's okay. Do you know what, mate? Being late, you're here. We were wondering where you were. We were about to send a search party out, but I'm just glad you're here.
He's here. He made it. Oh yes, no, you're right. Actually, it is
yes.
Phil.
No. Sorry. I think I just remembered he did that. It was that kind of Fatherly Christmas one, wasn't it? Whatever it was, very bizarre thing. Okay, yeah. Apparently that's bad as well, Lee. Sorry, mate. I had to allow that one as well. Apparently, fat balls is far too evil to be in chat. You're upsetting everyone now. Stop it. You're embarrassing yourself. Okay, Epic Narrator, thank you for popping in. We'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, see you later. Thank you very much.
How goes your Dark Apostle models?
Good. I've just been doing the candles on the guy with the book stand on his back. And yeah, they're almost finished, to be honest. Just got to base them, really.
Very good.
Might do a bit of weathering on the book stand, and yeah, very nice, mate.
Yeah,
How about your bicycles?
I'm on the very annoying stage of having to redo the trim around the shoulder pads without going onto the nice white interior, which isn't fun, if I'm really honest. And I'm starting to lose my patience on a couple of them because it's just like, why? Just stay on the line. Actually, to be fair, I need my new brushes because these ones I've actually had for a very long time now. I've kept them really well with the brush cleaner. But, but I think I've extended. If I'm telling you, I was using the brush cleaner. I think I've extended their use by about probably 5 or 6 months, which is actually really good from a cost point of view. But I've had to restock now because a couple of them, there's just it's even after washing them, it's just like you're still not quite getting that tip back now, which is kind of what you need for certain details. It's just unfortunately I was going to try the new. What do you think about those new synthetic brushes?
I have no strong feelings. However, I would like to see someone else use them, really, and we'll go from there.
I think Gavin's getting some.
I need a guinea pig.
I think Gavin is getting some. If he's on chat, I don't know. Use paint markers. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably be just as bad with a paint marker. I think I'm very old school. I'm not a big fan of using pens and markers on my models. Don't know why. It's probably a perfectly valid technique. I'm just not. I'm just
a bit of a traditionalist.
A bit of a traditionalist when it comes to painting. I do like to use the brush. But I must say, I'm very much looking forward to doing my Greater Unclean one, actually. That should be, I'm hoping that'll be, it's probably the one I'm going to least like painting the most. Gavin says, I want some better brushes. And Daryl was saying, I want to do that for his blood. Sorry, he did. Oh, of course you do for your Blood Angels, yes. Actually, I do like your Blood Angels because they've got a very distinct style, actually, Daryl. Yeah, I think they stand out from a crowd because they're quite vivid in the contrast between the colours. Which is nice to see. I'll tell you, I love seeing different techniques people use to achieve a very a similar paint job from colour wise. I think it's quite fun to see sometimes how other people do it because everyone does have a slightly different technique sometimes. And I think learning it because I have picked up some paint techniques where I've gone, oh, that looks a bit weird. Then you sort of try it, and, oh, this actually makes perfect sense. And then suddenly that's your new kind of standard because I think it's one good way of learning.
Yeah, I think we've said it before about the like the painting challenges, where over time you get to see people's particular techniques and styles, which is pretty amazing. Some of them, well, most of them are, to be honest. And yeah, you kind of have your own little idea of what you want, how you perceive the grim dark,
indeed,
and your particular faction.
Miss Lee is saying he's very jealous. I'm going to have one, but yeah, sorry, mate. Well, you got one of the trees before me, and I do want one of the trees. So, admittedly, I could have just kept the tree I bought you at Christmas, but that would have been very nice. I bought it as a Christmas present. I'm going to buy this for my friend, and then I'm going to keep it for myself. That's what Tom does with all my presents. I've seen him.
All those loyalist Marines, they're mine!
Yeah, they're all basing material now.
Yep. A lot of dead Black Templars on my bases. I don't think I've got that many Black Templar like trophies and stuff.
I'm very surprised I haven't got many word bearer things. When I'm next round, I think I'll have to wait for you to leave the room and I'll start robbing. But the thing is, I've got to try and get it off your painted models.
Yeah, just go, where's his head gone?
And then the next game, then 6 months later in a game, you'll be like, hang on a minute, what's all this on the bed?
I did on my Leviathan Dreadnought put a little Black Templar symbol on it, kind of chain it down because it's kind of like his story was that it was kind of made up from a destroyed Leviathan from your army, and then
impossible. My Leviathans don't die.
I think you'll find Scarbrand definitely sorted that out.
I don't. I think we're. I think you're. I think you're lying. I don't remember this.
What's your last Apocalypse game, Tom?
To be fair, I may have to go and do some editing in that case. I didn't realise this was a thing. Clearly, there's been some propaganda by the word bearers forces here. I'll have to go back on, just trim that bit out, just dub over. Leviathan survived.
Dubbed over, yeah.
No Leviathans were harmed during this filming.
Yeah, he feigned his death.
Stealing Leviathans. Oh, God's sake. And yeah, Murat's saying they're too angry. Yeah, they are too angry to die. You're quite correct. They're very angry Marines. Very faithful. It must be. I think I'm going to be having a little crack at my sister battle soon as well because I'm actually churning through. As you know, I've been painting quite a bit recently. I am actually getting through a fair bit of my models now, which is quite nice.
Nice.
I've got your virulent, what should we call it, to do. I've forgotten the name of it now. What was it called? Virulent Plague?
Oh, the Death Guard guy.
Yes, he's all made and sitting there. Although I've had to, don't know if you saw, obviously you've seen the model, I presume.
Yeah.
Have you seen a made one?
No.
So it's interesting. Say, here's the model, yeah? Okay. Yeah. However, he comes with like a skirt.
Oh, how pretty.
Which goes around the entire model. So I was like, I'm going to have to leave that off, I think, because there's no way I'm going to be able to paint the legs or anything with that thing on there. So I did that.
Part assembly.
Yeah, bit of part assembly. But nice. But to be fair, it should go on all right. Very cool looking model, though. Don't know if you've seen it there. Oh.
Yeah, have you dry fitted it on?
Dry fitted it?
Yeah, the cloak or the skirt.
Oh yeah, no, it does fit. Yes, it's fine. It goes underneath everything quite happily. Because basically there's a couple of connectors on the chest and on the other side. It all slips between the cracks, basically, which is what we needed to do. Because I couldn't really. I couldn't see any other way of doing it really, because I was looking at it going, oh, if I put this on, I can't even get the brush underneath to paint the legs, and it just seemed a bit, even for me, sometimes I kind of forgive. Yeah, everyone does it. Sometimes when you get to a point where you're like, oh, I can't really paint behind that, but then at the same time you go, well, no one can see behind it, so does it matter? But in that particular case, it would, because there's too many angles that you can see to the legs. So,
Yeah,
but it's like you're the underside of your rhinos.
they're all painted. Oh, sorry, a Black Templar one. How did the black undercoat go?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll show you. Well, I haven't got any vehicles handy. What a shame. I wanted to show you. They're painted. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well,
Ah!
oh, Dom, don't you just broken your Kaitan?
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking. Is it all right?
It's easy to do. Yeah, it's fine.
This is how Dom. He did this to Scarbrand the other day as well. Or not? No, sorry, your Greater Demon of Khorne.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was going to say the other one word, but I decided that you'd get angry.
The Demon Prince, was that what you're going to say?
It's very tempting. Dom gets upset when I name his models incorrectly. I don't know why.
Well, I'm more annoyed that you play Chaos and you still. And the Demon Army!
Well, I kind of play Chaos. I'm dabbling. I'm dabbling. Always a Templar at heart. Got to be careful, you'll get you started on a Marine Army soon, mate.
Oh, I'm good. Don't worry about that.
I think secretly you want to do a Marine Army.
Nah, I'm okay. I've got my Sisters of Battle and I've got my gun. That's all I need.
Hello, what we got going on here? So, have you still got his word bear? No, we had the World Eaters, Gavin. That's what their Dom has them back now. So how's the painting of Steve coming, Tom? Which Steve? Which Steve? I'm trying to think which Steve model was Steve. If it's the greater demons, they've all been painted. There's videos up for them. Except for the Lord of Change. He was painted. I've got a video ready to come out for him next week. And Vanguard Wargaming. Hey guys, just popping on for a second. I had to switch shifts today, so I won't be able to watch. Just saying hi, Bo. Oh well, thank you for popping in to say hi, man. It's good to see you there, mate. Hopefully we'll catch you soon when you can join us again. The Great Demon Nurgle. No, the Nurgle one has not been purchased yet. He is due. It's payday next week, which is when I will be purchasing it because I am limiting. I'm actually being very good, and I'm limiting myself to essentially one model of roughly that price range a month because I can't afford to to buy them in quick succession. Not with the paints I had to buy with them. Oh god. I was looking at the Nurgle paint list. It's still quite big, even though I've got quite a few of the colours already. I'm just like, oh man. But unfortunately, I need it for the scheme I'm doing. So it's going to be quite a traditional one, though. Similar to the Lord of Change. Not in colour, obviously, but as in style. Very box arty. So looking forward to doing that. You're not going to get yourself a Nurgle Greater Demon, Dom?
Not at the moment, no. I don't really know about my demons, which god I'd do next. I've already got some Zinch demons, so I may go down the Zinch route. As for Great Demons, I'm not a massive fan of Great Demons. They're very nice models, but I think the way the rules are for demons at the moment, 100%, I think
yeah.
They're more on the smaller, the heralds kind of thing, and even to demon princes rather than Great Demons. Great Demons are just a bullet magnet, unfortunately. It's a real shame because they are stunning models.
Yeah.
Yet somehow it's like, woo, I'm over here. Bam, 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 dead.
I think it's just the survivability, really. They should be a bit more survivable. They're supposed to be really difficult to bring down.
Yeah.
But I feel their toughness doesn't match at all. Are they toughness 8 or 7?
Well, the thing about Great Demons is I would imagine they're going to go after like the Fracker and the Satan kind of way, I think, where they're going to take a certain amount of wounds
per phase.
In the first, yeah, exactly.
But
rather than
even that
damage prevention. No, but damage prevention is okay. But if you're firing enough guns at something, it's not really going to last.
100%. It's all about weight of fire sometimes. So But hopefully, when the Demon Codex does drop eventually, we'll have something positive to say about them. Which is, I honestly, I think they deserve a bit of love. I think they're an army that's been, I think, not just in this edition. I think we could go back all the way to maybe seventh edition,
Yeah.
and say that they kind of got raw deals for quite a long time. I think. So I think this is the last codex I've got for them anyway, which I think this is the 7th, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
What was the date on
That?
this?
7th or 8th? Might be so. Yeah, 7th. I imagine it's
Yeah.
that. It's got like the warp storm stuff in it.
Yes, I believe so. This was produced in 2012, so that sounds about right. I think 7th. Yeah. So annoyingly, I'll tell you what I do like in this one though. I think this art is actually quite good. Don't know what you think. I like that style.
Oh no, it's
I think
like the Blanc.
Yeah, the Blanche stuff. I think it
yeah.
really suits the demons.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Because I think,
but I think they're just kind of going away from that style a lot, which is a bit of a shame. But like looking at the new codexes, I'm very optimistic for it. I think there's going to be some really nice stuff in the new demon one.
well, I think actually, I know you say they're going away from that style, but if you look at the orcs, I think they're going back towards a more darker version of orcs. If you look at the beast snaggers, they're not that kind of. I always thought like the other orc boys had a kind of a cartoonishness to them, if that makes sense. Maybe.
I think in recent times, perhaps they kind of go in and out orcs. To be honest, they go from comical, and they're not one that's just gone like grimdark to comical. Kind of like if you look at orcs, initially it's very kind of comical.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Goes a bit darker, and they go back to comical. They're quite a funny one, orcs really. Right.
Poor time. Excuse me. Don't worry, I'm drinking out of a glass, guys, and it's not cheap lager. At least that's what the can says, but the syringe mark in the top.
I just love the taste of cheap lager.
I need it. I need it. Oh man. Yeah. But yeah, so obviously we will see the old Bright Star in the next few. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think you see many armies now going for a very Bright Star. I think the only thing where that really does work is demons actually on a very Bright Star, because they are supposed to be quite vivid and in your face, aren't they? That's kind of their thing. From what I can see anyway, especially with the paint schemes, especially like Slanesh ones. Particularly.
Yeah, it's a strange one, because obviously Games Workshop back in the day were very kind of goblin green bases, very bright kind of schemes, and gone a bit darker. But I think, like I said, orcs though could come back at some point and go back to quite a fun theme behind them. Yeah, Elder as well, Craftworld Elder. Yes, once again going back to goblin green bases, it works quite well still.
Actually, I mean, Daryl's got an Eldar army. It's quite a good example of bright colours, because he uses obviously the white and red with very heavy dividing lines on it, and I think that looks quite good on Eldar. But I think it's mainly because of the aesthetic of the model, because it's a lot of flat panels normally, and I think it suits. Well, when I say flat and curved architecture kind of thing. Same with their armor. Yeah, it's the same with their armor.
Yeah,
and I think it, whereas with the Space Marine, I think Space Marines actually kind of suit gritty colours. I think personally, because the armor looks very stocky and sort of quite functional rather than being seem to be on camera. Oh yes, of course, yes. Daryl's we'll be playing a 1500 point game with them as well. I can't remember what else I was going to play. I think I'm going to play Chaos, or I think it was going to be Chaos against them. Do I get commission? Are we doing Ganesh and Dom? I can't
remember. I mean, no. Yeah, I think it really depends on the person painting. Like a lot of armies kind of lean towards that, but things like knights. You can do some amazing work on knights.
I think
And Tyranids as well. Tyranids can look absolutely stunning in some of those very bright paint schemes.
they can look like flying candy, or they can look like quite, just Alien from Aliens film, that kind of thing. You can go either way on them, I think. And knights, I think it's just about the sheer amount of panel space you've got to be quite creative with, because if you want to do nice, pattern designs on there, you can do some pretty cool stuff because you've got the real estate to do it, which I think is one of the key differences. I mean, me doing a lot of freehand probably not going to happen. I'm just not that artistic, so transfers is about as far as I'm going to go. Speaking of which, actually, I need to put some more transfers onto my Nightboards. So I still got all these to go. Look, still got my nice little, very cool set. This. I do like this one.
What are you going to use the Grim Reaper ones on?
I think it's going to be on the next set of vehicles because I think they would. I think some of them would go very nicely on the top of the Rhino doors. On the top, or on possibly on some. I don't know. The thing is, it's too big. It would need to be on a proper sized vehicle. But actually, I find a lot of them won't go on anything other than kind of super heavies, I suppose. But
yeah, I was going to say, didn't you have a knight?
I do have a knight. Yes, we could potentially do some stuff with him with some lightning.
Yeah, go for that.
We got some chat coming in here. So well, at least it was the original Golden Demon that set the trends. Kane says, to be honest, I think you could do it with any army. It's just different ways of doing bright colours. You could get away with bright Death Guard if it looked infectious. Yeah, that's true. Captain Jack says, on Discords, I used to be a painter who did Necrons and candy blue and pink. Looked surprisingly good too. I think a lot of it does also depend on paint skill. I think it's another huge thing that can, and also I think bravery to do certain schemes, because it's just being able to do stuff like that is quite important. But again, it's all about a bit of practice as well. I think you have to be brave enough to. I mean, I've tried out some weird stuff on my models sometimes. I think when I was doing that last challenge that we did, I tried a really weird colour scheme on that, and I just looked at it.
Your Enforcers.
Yeah, I tried an orange and yellow, but the thing was, I was going for kind of, when I said yellow, I kind of was thinking about the Hazard Stripe style yellow with an orange, with a similar kind of orange hazmat suit style orange. I just couldn't get it right, and then you're just like, no, I'm just going to go back to something I kind of know, and I went with the green and the green and yellow in the end, and I think that came out actually better in the end, obviously, than what I was doing. But I'd never painted those two colours together really on a model, but I would quite happily try painting an Imperial Fist army now, for instance, even though I did try that, because it was actually, oddly enough, my Black Tempers were originally going to be Imperial Fists.
Yeah.
But I preferred the colour scheme on Black Templars.
I think it's just kind of adding certain schemes and techniques to your toolbox, and then planning something in the future and going, oh, I'll tell you what, I've used that previously. I could probably use that on that model, and then go on and try something else. And that's why I think doing painting challenges like the one on Discord are really important to increase your hobby skills. Like everyone's at different levels. Like if you go on Instagram, it's very easy to get intimidated by people's models because you're like, how have they done that? I will never achieve that. However, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not able to achieve it.
No, it's about putting it there and actually getting constructive criticism, but also if people say they like your work, you can kind of go, oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Doing the two demons I've done, the Slanesh one and the Lord of Change, they put me completely out of my comfort zone on paint, but I actually really enjoyed it, and I think they actually came out looking reasonably good. So I can't really complain. But I wouldn't have thought of just doing that unless the channel had sort of pushed me to do it. It's because they're big models, they're quite intimidating, and I'm really glad I started with the large ones because it's also given me a really nice idea of what I want to do with the smaller ones. I've got kind of ideas about what I'm going to do with all the Slaneshi demons, the smaller ones, and things like that, because that's going to be the next quite exciting part of this project. Is to once we've got the Council 4 done, I'll have a game against Dom in a Supreme Command Detachment, beat him.
Oh, I'll only ever take the Supreme.
That's all I've got. So, yeah. It'd be a very boring demon army. Then we're going to start working on some of the. I suppose I think I'm going to head down the troops route next. I think I
Yeah,
think I'm going to do one squad of troops for each type of god to give so that way I've got a nice kind of mixture, and also I've had a go at doing all of the different ones. I know it. Yes, Mr. Blue. I believe you're correct. I don't think it does work that anymore. So yeah, I couldn't do that anyway. I think it has changed. It was more just a example of something I would have done if I could have done it.
yeah. Given half the chance, he would have done it. And who blames him? That's it's quite a nice idea to take one of each demon for
Yeah.
greater demon. Oh, almost fell into that.
Well, I mean the problem. I mean, obviously the problem you've got at the moment is, if I wanted to take, I suppose it's not so much a problem with chaos, is it, at the moment? Because you can take a demon thing in a different detachment. You don't lose any rules at the moment. Is that correct?
Sorry, what? Sorry,
You don't.
a
Do you
demon
lose
prince or a great demon?
both? Oh, greater demon. Sorry, yes. In
Well, you don't get your detachment rule for having all of one god.
oh, well, even just one on its own.
You've
Separate
got in a
detachment.
detachment, you have to have all the same god.
Okay.
I think it might be in the whole army at some point, but at the moment it's per detachment. So if you've got, yeah, it wouldn't work for you at the moment.
No, no, still better. But if I took a patrol of one thingy,
Yeah,
and
yeah. If you took a
that's more what I'm
patrol,
thinking of. It's not.
and then make several patrols. If you took 3 patrols, for instance, so you got one for your Slanesh, one for your Zinch, and one for your
Yeah.
Nurgle. Yeah, that would work.
But it's more the fact that obviously I'd like to mix it with my chaos. It doesn't work with Death Guard because as soon as you add anything outside of Death Guard, even in a different detachment, you lose the army-wide bonus, which I think's a bit of a shame,
It's a
personally.
miss. It's a very
I
big
think it's a
miss,
big
in my
miss. I mean,
opinion.
obviously, I don't think it matters in open play. I think that
Yeah, but I think it's just a horrible point to have.
I
That
think
I think
you should at least be
chaos.
able to take Nurgle, shouldn't you? I mean, that would, if you're
Mm,
playing Death Guard, Nurgle stuff should be like, yeah, that's okay, you can take that, that's cool. They don't adopt Death Guard rules, but they can act as they don't break your detachment rules because I think that's fair. But yeah, and I think as you said, it's a bit of a miss, especially on the chaos side. I think you lose a bit of creativity on kind of, especially for word bearers because they're supposed to be quite good at summoning.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Word bearers is a bit of a shame. Also, like for Thousand Suns as well.
Mm.
Thousand Suns weren't able to have some Zinch demons in there. It's a bit of a shame. But you can summon. But who summons?
But even then, I think when you summon, I think that breaks the thing after you've summoned them, doesn't it?
I think it's your detachment's already made up
Mm.
when the game starts. Adding
We probably
reinforcements, I
should
don't
brush up
think.
on our competitive rules considering we've got a tournament in July.
Just wing it. Tom, we're going to be on the bottom table playing each other.
Well, isn't Dave coming to that one?
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
not saying Dave's going to be on the bottom table.
we'll be in the bottom 3 places together
We
then.
need to get Dave some practice.
Yep.
We should
Yeah, I
do
don't
it.
know if Dave's
We should do
watching
a game
tonight.
day with us.
I haven't seen Dave in the chat. I don't think he's here tonight.
No. Murat Fox, I expect a really big, fat, good CS. I truly hope so, and that's coming from me who, when Dom used to beat me very regularly with his chaos back in the day, that's coming from me even then because I feel they've just taken such a nosedive, not just in rules wise, but I think they've been, for lack of a better term, shafted quite a few times in the last few years with their book releases because they always seem they do a half-assed Chaos Space Marine release. I mean, the fact is, I still remember the last one they released when they brought out version 2 of the book.
Yeah,
Which was just like,
yeah.
why? If you're going to do that, make it so you can just add stuff to the data sheets or something, like in a folder. Then that makes much more sense. Um,
Yeah, that's an interesting topic though,
yeah,
isn't it, really? Because like when the codex initially fine. And then
yeah.
slowly over the time they put in like the Greater Possessed, the Venom
Lord
Crawler,
Discordant.
Lord Discordant, Master Possession. So there were new
New
units
Havocs.
added in. Yeah, new Havoc rules
Yep.
got updated. A few like Obliterators got updated rules
Mm-hmm.
as well. But then Games Workshop were like, oh, you've had all the tiny little elements in a little
Yeah.
handout. Here's version 2. And you're like, okay, fair enough, version 2. But then Space Marines just got a brand new codex. how many more units did they have over the year? Probably a lot. To be fair.
Sorry, sorry, Dom, don't mean to interrupt, but Dave's just saying he is not in chat. He's just painting in the kitchen.
Oh, there you go.
Painting his kitchen in the background. But yeah, and as you said, and I feel that because obviously they had the Shadow Spear release, which I always regard more of as a Marine release. Really, again, it wasn't really for Chaos. You didn't
Depends on your point of view.
You didn't really get new models. You kind of when I say new models, I mean brand new models. You really just got a couple of things that were to upgrade things.
It depends on your point of view. Yeah. It depends on your point of view. If you're a Space Marine player and you see 4 new unit types, it's not really release. But for any other faction in the game, 4 new units, it's like, oh my goodness, look at all this stuff.
No, but
Space Marines is like, so last month we got 2.
Yeah.
The month before we got another 1.
Exactly. No, but this is kind of my point. I love, obviously I play Space Marines. And I love the faction. It's one of my favorite. My Black Templar is one of my favorite armies, obviously, if not the most favorite still. But I do feel for other armies out there that have been kind of getting a bit of short shrift on on new releases. But best definitely Chaos, because I regard Chaos as one of the should be the second kind of biggest point at the moment, because that's kind of, especially with the narrative where the 40k universe is currently at, where they're supposed to have ripped up the thing down the middle and and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, we're really gaining power. Abaddon almost Abaddon succeeded in the 13th Crusade and all this kind of stuff. Broke Cadia, all this, but really they're not really
it's just frustrating, and I don't want to be all.
No, yeah, I know. I'm not trying to get you down. I'm just having a discussion.
After several years, you're like, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's nice to see orcs getting all this love. It's brilliant. And Necrons as well got loads of stuff. Sisters, fair enough, Imperial, but they got loads. And you're kind of going, Admech, loads.
Yes. You've got to hope.
Chitauri, not so much. But
they got a good codex. They got a good codex. Exactly.
Yeah. It's kind of like the writings on the wall that armies coming out will hopefully have a nice big chunk of stuff coming out with it. However, I'm like, oh well, one day we'll get a new Word codex.
They've got form.
They know what they're doing. We'll leave it to the end.
But I'm still kind of hoping that I'll get a kind of a Black Templar supplement, but I don't think I will.
Yeah.
I'd love one. But
maybe I think I would like to see Black Templars kind of rolled in with Imperial Fist, and they share a book with.
I'm not too fussed with that.
Sons of Dawn. Just give them a Sons of Dawn book, and they're all in there. And I don't think that's a problem. But yeah, we'll see in the future what happens.
I suppose you have a bit of the Crimson Fist in there as well.
Don't worry about it. There's nothing special about that.
Nothing special about them. Oh, Tyrannid Codex. Well, we don't really care about Tyrannids, do we? Do we care about Tyrannids?
No one cares about Tyrannids.
No
one plays Tyrannids. No one of any interest plays Tyrannids.
Oh no, Morat's not happy about having the joint codex there.
I just think there's Games Workshop doing great stuff with a lot of their stuff coming out. Lots of new models for different ranges. Like Sister Battle, they kind of doubled their box lot that's coming out, because before you had the Sisters box on the shelf, which had you make 3 units out of that.
Yes.
And that's quite a big chunk of their codex. So then to have all this new stuff coming out, I think it's brilliant. And Orcs again,
the Beast Snaggers are awesome. It's not something I'm going to collect personally, but there's a new War Boss in there as well, which we saw, and a couple other units that are going to be flying out by the sounds of it. So
you can be happy for other people.
I'm happy about the codex, to be honest. Yeah. I'm really hoping that the codex has been much better thought out than the previous one with the Psychic Awakening books. That, if I'm totally honest, Orc players I think were in a bit of a weird kind of place at the moment with regards to their rules, because they're a bit all over the place, very disjointed. I think I made a comment in my video on Monday, at least for my Orc army. It just felt very much like, because I remember I actually tried reading the books the other day, and I'm just like going, I want to do this. This doesn't make sense. Have a look at the extra rules. So you've got these new cultures, which kind of you can mix and match with your other cultures, and if you want to do like the Walker one, you can have this as a Tin Heads one, but then you've got to have this one as your Bad Moons one, and it's just a bit like, God. I'd love to have one detachment of Orcs, and you can just have what you want in it, because that's how they work. They're not that organised that they go, oh, better get a detachment of the old tin heads together, and then we'll have some bad moons. It's more like, let's have a war, and let's have everything we want inside that war. And I think they should change detachments to wars.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit like, let's go back to demons, for instance,
Hmm.
that if you had an unaligned, not unaligned, all different gods in one detachment, you get a
Yeah.
bonus. And it should be the same with Warlocks. It should be like,
Yeah.
I don't know, knees up. Let's call it a knees up.
Yeah.
And all the orcs come together. What plan? They just want to go, let's just smash some skulls.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they have a rule that, extra couple of inches of charge. Or they don't fail morale because they'll be showing up in front of other orcs. There should be, and the same with chaos as well. Like having unaligned legions that you can have a bonus or something for Chaos Space Marines. Like Iron Warriors get a nice bonus.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that at the moment, by the sounds of it, you've got to have Be'lakor to have a weird mishmash of chaos. I think that's just not. It sounds a bit kind of, if you want to do some mixed chaos, you've got to buy this lovely model. Which of course he is a lovely model, but I feel it's just, again, it's kind of fishing for that extra bit of cash for getting stuff that should be there anyway. And I think that's
Yeah.
So Muratfa says, but that could be made like in the Dark Elder Codes, a special detachment where the rule counts, but you have to have one very, very big war boss. The big one is, yes. I mean, I like that, but again, in all seriousness, what I think they kind of miss. I think sometimes Games Workshop miss, especially with big orc leaders, is that you got Gazgil. That is great, yeah, but they miss out on the customization of a war boss that you can make.
That's what they're going against for everything, though. It's not just all.
Oh, I know, and I get it because it's all for standardization. I think, it's for rule standardization, it's for model standardization. Yeah, so but I do feel like, especially for an orc theme, it's a shame, because it would be nice that you could have the stats more tied up on your warlords, because that's kind of how it works. Yeah, orcs are naturally led by their big leaders. That's kind of what whips them into shape and gives them their kind of, this is what we're doing, lads. That's it. That's the thing. So. What's he say?
Absolutely. Yeah, I just think it's one of those things, isn't it, where like Space Marines have come. Look at Space Marines now, and you've got like the old Chapter Master, teeny tiny Chapter Master. Maybe one of the few that you can still customize, but every Primaris one now is just, oh no, come on, we don't have to have a model specific for this one job. We can customize. Orcs, it's about customizing.
Yes. So Mr. Blue says, you mean like Fabius Bile army trait that was fishing for model sales? Don't know about that one. I don't know his trait. I assume he had some funky trait, did he, Dom?
In the Water Spider. Water Spider, he had his own detachment in there, didn't he?
Murat says, there's a new rule in the Psychic Awakening which makes him a real war boss called the biggest. Yes. No, I think you are right, and I think that just means that his rule can apply to any of the clans, regardless of which one he picks. I think it just means he can lead any of the clans, but I don't think you can mix and match clan cultures still. But I think in the same detachment days, obviously, that would be crazy anyway. But I think
it's a bit like a unaligned unit.
Yeah, it's like a Gilliman, isn't it? He can affect all Imperial units. It's a thing. Which I get, because he's a big, and I don't mind that on his character, by the way. I think that's fine, because that's his thing. That is what he's known for. Same with Gilliman, same with any of the Primarchs, same with any of the the Demon Primarchs. I think they all should have a similar rule. It's like, for instance, like Montarian. I honestly think that he should have some kind of influence over even other legions, because he's a Primarch. He's a big Demon Primarch.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I think there should be certain elements in there. So, like, I don't know that much about Mortarians, about how it aligns, but I would imagine it would be quite good. If it doesn't match about Death Guard, but if it was Nurgle, keyword Nurgle.
Yes. That's basically what I'm kind of getting at. It's like, if there's some, like, because I think that's the thing that's kind of missing at the moment. They take away things by saying, okay, you're doing Death Guard, that's what you're doing. You're mono Death Guard. If you do anything outside of mono Death Guard, we will punish you for taking another legion or another another army or anything like that outside of a detachment. Which I think is, if it's a detachment, it should be looked at that as a detachment. The rules apply within that detachment, but not outside of it. That's fair enough. I get that. I'm not saying that you should be able to make it and have the detachments from that detachment rules pass over to another one just because they're playing with you. I think that's fair. But because it's a strange ruling anyway, because obviously they say that yeah, you can have multiple detachments and they all share your special rule, but but orcs, I think you can at the moment you can do like a Bad Moons detachment, then a Goth detachment. They can still at the moment because of the 8th edition rules, they can have they're kind of kept within as long as within the detachment they keep those rules, don't they? At the moment,
Yeah.
that's kind of and I think now they're taking that away. I just feel like I don't know, it just feels weird. I think if you're chaos, you're chaos. If you see what I mean, or if
Yeah,
you're
I
orcs,
kind
you're
of get it
orcs.
on some
Yeah.
different rules. Um, However, maybe it's a step to prevent or to level out particular factions. Like, for instance, Necrons. Necrons can't ally with anyone, and just mixing in different forces from different armies affect the game quite a lot. When you can't do that with Necrons, for instance. I mean, Tyranids, you can do that with Gene Stealer Cult, but there's,
But yeah,
orcs.
I mean, obviously Murat makes a good point. But again, I'm not talking about crossing kind of factions. It's more like if you want to do a mixed chaos force. So if you wanted to have your Death Guard, a Night Lord force, and a Wordbearer force, for instance, if they could exist in that same battle army or whatever the battle, and they could each individually have their own rules for their detachment.
Mhm.
That's quite a punishment in itself because if most of them are going to be like if you're within 6 inches of this guy, he gets this. So you're going to have to keep those attachments together, and that's kind of the punishment for that already. So I get what you're saying, Murat. Um, but it's like yeah, no, honestly, I don't want to go back to this whole mismatch of I'm going to play chaos with Imperial. I don't want to do that at all. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I mean. One iota. I'm
Would
talking.
you quite like it? Like you can
Sorry.
have different Space Marine detachments in your army. However, if you put a Astarte Astra Militarum force
Mm.
there, you lose your benefit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Is that
Because
what you'd rather? Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
well, Murat, it's
it's a
not
good
like that. It's
argument.
not like that at all, actually, in competitive games. Because if you mix and match any other part of, if you have a Death Guard attachment and you mix another Chaos army in a different detachment, the Death Guard lose their contagion rule. That's what they're doing, and that's pretty much how it's happening with all of them. They don't maintain it. You have to have your entire army has to be Death Guard for it to maintain the army-wide bonus. Whereas if you have a mix, as soon as you mix another Chaos one in there, it changes. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's just a shame because I actually quite liked, especially like when we did duo tournaments, Dom. Yeah, we would pick a couple of things that were quite closely aligned normally because we liked the theme.
Word
Um,
bearers and Black Templars.
yeah. Well, I mean that's Murat. Obviously, that's your opinion. Um, it's you want to play. So you're saying you want to play against Night Lords and not against the best pick from the night. It's not about the best pick. It's about a themed army. Chaos armies don't typically work that way, even in
I
the fluff.
think I think more
Yeah,
it's two different points there.
yeah,
Like with this is my personal opinion that Death Guard, if it's Death Guard, it's a different codex to the Chaos Space
yeah,
Marine codex. So the example of having Night Lords, Black Legion, and Iron Warriors as separate detachments in an army, I don't personally see the issue with.
yeah,
However, if it's Death Guard with Chaos Space Marines,
yeah,
I mean, let's put the narrative aside. Let's put the narrative aside for a moment, because you can with like let's go use the parallel with Night Lords, Black Legion, Iron Warriors, separate detachments within there. They each benefit within their detachments of those particular Legion rules. You can do that with Necrons. You can have different dynasties within the same army and still have a bonus. The problem is what I think they're trying to get away from would be having a Death Guard Codex with a
yeah,
Chaos Space Marine Codex and let's say a Thousand Sun Codex.
yeah,
It's an interesting one because Necrons wouldn't have that option. I'm just using Necrons from my own knowledge of Necrons, and they are an army where they can't ally with it.
yeah. And obviously, competitive and open play are very different things anyway. I mean, competitive, I understand there has to be additional rules to keep it balanced, and really, me and Dom play a lot more probably open play, really, or a version of open play using match play army selection. I suppose that's probably the better way of describing it, I think, Dom, isn't it?
I think in some ways it is.
Yeah,
Like, for instance, when we've done apocalypse games, it's kind of that thing of these are massive army spanning
yeah,
factions that have come together. And so you will have 4,000 points of Space
yeah.
Marines and 1,000 points or 2,000 points of Grey Knights and etc. etc. So in that case, they are working separately but with the same cause. And I think that's,
Yeah.
that's probably the best way of looking at it rather than a competitive aspect.
Because competitive, you're always going to have. Even in fun games, I want to play against the specific guy. Well, that again, Marat, that's again your choice. I see that sometimes when you're playing especially narrative-themed games, there are points where armies join together. Um, and
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 Maura,
it's
I completely get your
yeah,
point about the factions not particularly trusting each other. Because let's face it, if I was a Chaos Space Marine, I wouldn't trust a Night Lord. They're really backstabbing,
yes,
horrible people. So I'd be a bit cautious.
yeah,
However, if I was in, like, if I was word bearer
yeah,
by Night Lord, I would still like my Legion tactic to be there
yeah.
because I am a word bearer, and the Legion tactic emphasises that within the Chaos Spaceman Codex. But narratively, yeah, geez, I don't think I'd want to be fighting. They would definitely stab me in the back, and that's come from a word bearer.
But again, you have to address the point that obviously when you take like one of the Great Crusades led by Abaddon, he pulled stuff from everywhere, and it wasn't a single thing for him. So narrative point of view, I think it is normally quite common to see some of the war bands fighting together. It's just it's not a
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
there is always
yeah.
that mistrust between
Of course, there's
the legions
mistrust.
and the
Yeah,
war bands, and like
um,
we said about like the Black Legion and the Black Crusades, a lot of those were kind of like Abaddon would go to Crimson Slaughter. Your job is to take this planet,
yeah.
and then they go to the Word Bearers, and your job is to go for this planet. So sometimes there would be a case of like, right, you're not going to be on the same battlefield together, although we are all fighting for it, of course, because maybe the Word Bearers might get a bit
Oh yeah,
sacrificey.
and yes, Murat, you're correct. At the moment, you don't. However, it's clear the intention of the Ninth Edition Codexes is to lock it down more to singular codex, which is fine. Honestly, I don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily have a problem, but I just like to have the option in narrative games because, as I said, me and Dom do quite a few narrative games, and it's nice to have the rules there, which we don't have to tweak as much. So we always treat open play as a kind of more of a bit of fun. I think that's probably the better way of looking at it. And even if the rules don't necessarily match up exactly with Games Workshop's vision, it's not necessarily a problem. But I think it'd be nice if the mechanism was inbuilt there that you could do certain things without restriction. I've actually, I mean, for instance, I've just ordered just so you're aware, Dom, I actually ordered the open war deck on Sunday, just so you're aware.
Nice.
So that when we do our next one, we can do some interesting little
Random.
random card games. Um, but yeah, ultimately, ninth is definitely heading down the route of like if you have a codex, that codex is what your army's made of, and that's what you're playing.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's just I think you lose a little bit of flavour on some armies because I mean obviously they're always going to have things in there. I mean for instance like Imperial armies, they've always said that if you want to take an assassin, you can put some assassins. It won't break your detachment rules or
Yeah.
things like that. But sometimes you have instances on Imperial worlds where there's a PDF force trying to defend it and some Space Marines turn up. But do you really want that breaking your entire army just because you come down as Space Marines to save the day, kind of thing? Well,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though.
that's the yeah,
The codexes are now
yeah,
aimed. There's different aspects of the codexes,
yes,
aren't there? You've got the crusade element in the codex,
exactly. That's the
but
yeah,
overall, it's kind of aimed for your competitive game. Like
of
you'd go
course,
to an event,
yeah,
and that's what it's kind of aimed at. But I completely agree that if narrative game would be that your PDF
exactly.
is holding the line and Space Marines have gone poof, 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 and you wouldn't go, oh, whoa, oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh, can't fight the same
this is
battlefield. Off
yeah,
you go. Or we'll go 50
yeah.
meters that way, and you go 50
I
meters
mean,
that way.
it's like these. Remember the old Apocalypse rules where
Yeah.
you had the big matrix of saying, oh yeah, if you're this army and this army, you can't be within 12 inches of the other one, and if you are, you have to take leadership every time you do anything.
What's your back?
What's your back? That was I remember it was brilliant. Things like that I love because that actually is kind of what which is cool because obviously back then the pockets games when people had an army, you had to kind of make it up of everything you had. There wasn't really any structure to it. It was very much like, oh, I'm going to bring all of this, and I'm going to bring all this, but with completely different factions. What are we going to do about that? Well, we'll just have this rule in here where we might shoot each other at some point during the game.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah.
Friendly fire. Whoops. But no, Mora, that's like it's a good.
It's a good
thing to talk
discussion.
about.
Honestly, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong thing here. It's just personal opinion. I mean, ultimately, I like to play quite varied games sometimes, and sometimes I like to play mono codex. I like both really, but I do like. I think especially, I think Dom probably on the same page on this one. We like our narrative games quite a bit. I think in comparison to into comparison to maybe full competitive games. I mean, we obviously play competitive games. I wouldn't say we were the best competitive players.
We are. We just haven't unleashed our full potential.
We haven't been ruthless enough.
Yeah. We need a training montage of just rolling dice and getting tape measures out. Okay?
Just do.
Yeah, whiteboard.
We should do that. We should do a training montage for the game. We'll do that for TikTok.
Yeah.
That'll be my first TikTok video with you.
Yes. You have to do a dance.
I've got to draw a line. Immersive Worldcraft has popped on. Hello. Welcome. I mean, I've just realised the time, by the way. I've been absolutely going on for about 20 minutes. It's almost half past.
Whoopsie. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've got to do the lottery, haven't we?
Yeah. Would you like me to get the numbers up for you?
Yeah, I've got. Where's my?
Oh, you only got ready. This is embarrassing.
Sorry, I got involved in the talkingness.
I was trying to get a bit of discussion going. It was good.
Right, here we go. Yeah, thank you, Bora.
Immersive Welcome. Well, we're here for a few more minutes, Immersive. Well, you can definitely get the lottery result at least.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do the lottery. It could be the beginning, not the end.
I mean, if Dom turns around and says he's won like the jackpot, I imagine there might be a small party.
I'll tell you right now. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I will be building a gaming complex, and you will all come to it.
And I'll be Dom's slave.
Yeah, you will. I mean, well, yeah.
Do you want the numbers?
I
know you're quite slow with getting the numbers.
All right, let's do it. This is my last work week one.
Wait, this is the last one?
Yeah, well, some people are paid up. Dave, I believe, is paid up.
Do the winnings only go to people that paid up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's good.
Just go, oh, sorry, you forgot to pay this week, but here's your share of 100 million.
Are you ready?
Yes.
5.
Go for it. Right, I can tell you right now, the gaming complex is not looking good so far.
13.
But carry on. Oh, we got 13!
38.
Okay, we're going to have to narrow down that gaming complex to maybe a large...
An alleyway. 39.
An alleyway. Tarpaulings. No?
40. Honestly, that's numbers. 38, 39 and 40.
What were the lucky ones?
4 and 12.
No, we haven't got them.
Okay.
All right, well, the gaming complex is going back on the...
The shelf.
We're
going to build a model one.
At the moment.
We'll build a model one and move into that when we get really small.
What is this? A gaming complex for ants? Ah!
Make it like the hotel that the Holland Olympic people use. Oh, okay. Oh.
Honestly, I would definitely make a gaming complex for people. Actually, Tom, I got my jab today, as you know, the old vaccine.
Yes.
And as you're queuing up, I'm sure a lot of people have had it already, but as you're queuing up, I was looking around at the venue and I was like, this would be quite good for a 40k tournament.
Is that where are they doing it? Where is it based? Is it in one of the old empty ones at the moment, or?
It's in a new community centre at the Crumbles.
Okay. Is it actually in the Crumbles, or is it?
So as you drive into the Crumbles, it's on your left-hand side.
Yeah.
So you can't miss it. It's a big building and a load of the.
It's the normal entrance. Is what I'm saying. It's the normal. Yeah.
Normal entrance.
As you would be going to the cinema when it was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've got. No. So I'm just curious because I was looking on the maps and I just
Yeah. And also, this is a thing. Like, I'm just going to go on about my thing for a minute because it's not that interesting. But obviously, it's got like the age bracket, and so you're looking around and you're like, do I know anyone here? But everyone's got masks on, and you're trying to listen to names, and it's quite hard. But you notice everyone else is doing the same thing as well. Like, everyone's looking around, going, do I know anyone here? And also, I'm kind of like, well, a lot of people in my age bracket look a lot older than I do, and I was thinking, yeah, I
Sure.
still got it. Oh, come on! I've got my face mask on.
Yeah, so
So
there's no grey
that
beard.
bad.
Yeah, you say.
No grey beard. No Gandalf going on.
No, I've got mine on. I've got mine on Saturday. Looking forward to getting that done, dusted. Been a little while waiting on that one, but it's finally. I mean, I think it's hit 37 this week, hasn't it? The age gap now. So for it, it's 37 and above.
Yep.
Dom got game.
Yeah.
With a face like that.
The face of Black Toad.
That's not nice.
And the views have gone down, and the thumbs down have gone up.
Dom got game. You can trademark that. DGG. We can have that on a shirt if you want, DGG.
Yeah. And you can write in black marker underneath what you think it means. Actually, let's end the stream before people start putting the Gandalf beard is good. I think once you've got kids, your Gandalf beard has to appear, because essentially they're like little hobbits.
I've got a limit on my beard nowadays. I have to. Shave.
Yeah. You look. Yeah. It gets it so.
I'm very much like I have to chop it off. But I lose it and regrow it. I don't mind regrowing it. It's just I get to a point where I'm just like, oh, this is so freaking annoying now. I can't. Yeah, and I normally lose it after about probably 6 weeks or something like that. I reckon.
I'll get a bit frustrated.
Vicky really doesn't realise who it is anymore for a couple of days and goes, "Why is this man in my house?"
For a couple of days.
Yeah. They're just like,
I really should bring it up at some point, but I don't know.
Oh dear. Anyway, I think
polite.
Are we about there for tonight? I think.
I think we are.
I do apologise, Immersive Worldcrafter. We are leaving just as you have joined. It was not in any way a kind of representative of you joining or whatever. It's just the fact that we normally finish at about 9:30 unless we've got some wild conversation going on.
I like picturing the Immersive Worldcrafter. I could do this all day.
I think it's time to end the stream.
Describing what is grey hair. Oh, hang on. Whoa.
Oh, we got something.
Whoa. We almost forgot something, Tom.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
so, Tom.
Sorry, guys. I tried to wrap it up.
No, you didn't. Guys, below, we have a link to Goblin Gaming. And we really appreciate everything you guys do for us. If you could just buy yourself something nice using the link below, that'd be fantastic. Or not necessarily yourself, but buy your mate something.
Or buy us something. That'd be quite nice. But use the link. It doesn't cost you anything more. No. Although we get a little bit of money back, and that helps the channel grow. So, except for that, have a great rest of the week. Oh, and apparently we're getting a picture on Discord of a thing. So we'll look forward to seeing that, and look forward to seeing you again soon, Dom, whenever that can be for a game. Okay. And I look forward to seeing all of you.
Let me know when you're free.
Oh, cutting. Look forward to seeing all of you in a week's time for the next challenge. So anyone who hasn't done one, come on. You got a week. Want to see some more take up? Let's do it. Come on. But yes. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. As usual, I am Tom, and this is
Tom.
And together we are Blackstone Studio, and we will see you very soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Bye.